Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Steve once again from I Love Plants. Y'all, come on. Thank you so much for tuning back into this channel. You know, I always love when y'all come around. Today, I'm going to be talking about my fiddle leaf fig, my Ficus Lyrata. I actually got a request to do a video specifically on this plant because they can be finicky, they can be fickle, they can have an attitude. Mine is called Figgy Izalea because she is finicky. Okay, so I kind of mixed the word finicky and Iggy Azalea together to get that. Okay, so listen, I've had Figgy and now Pisa right here because I had to propagate Figgy Izalea into now I have two. Okay, but the reason why I had to do this is because Figgy was giving me so many issues. And I know so many of y'all, I mean, these are beautiful plants and they grow really, really big. And it's great to have them in the house and all that stuff because they are a statement piece. Trust me when I tell you, they're a statement piece. But when you get them home, they don't look sometimes nothing like they did in the nursery. And that's because of a number of different reasons. And we're gonna go into that in this video. First though, you know what we do, right? I'm sure, well, I can't be presumptuous, but if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. But I hope if you're not already subscribed to the channel, that you do that now. So there's a little subscribe button, you know, underneath the video. Hit that so that you always know when I'm dropping another video. You can turn on your alerts to know that. And yeah, you guys, it's all about Figgy Izalea and her sister Pisa. I named her Pisa because she was leaning for a little bit, like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Okay, so of course, you know, like I said, I've had trouble with these plants. They're looking pretty good now, and we're about to get into it, all right? So stay tuned. All right, y'all, so here's the thing. Like I said before, I propagated Figgy Izalea. She's been growing in this jar now for a couple of months. I'm not sure if you can, I'm actually gonna walk up to the camera to show you the root ball. This is after about 2 months. I think you might have seen my Team Ficus video. That's when I actually gave her the big chop. I think that was about 2 months ago or so. But look at this. Look at the root ball here, you guys. Isn't this fantastic? Look at that, beautiful, right? So we're actually gonna put Figgy in a new pot, all right? I think, you know, she's done with the water at this point, and you know, her leaves look nice and lush, and the root ball is nice and thick. So we're actually gonna put her in a pot. Now, here's the thing, when you're putting a propagated plant into a pot, what you want to make sure is that the pot is actually about 2 to 3 inches bigger than the root ball. Okay, so in diameter that is. So, you know, I was looking at this pot, I was like, yeah, this one's not gonna work. So I got a little bit of a wider diameter of a pot here, and I already layered the bottom of the pot with my perlite sphagnum moss mix. So I'm actually going to put the root ball here and this new pot. But I wanted to show you guys something because I actually got something from We the Wild, right? And this is some sort of fertilizer, nutrient stuff. And what they did say is to sprinkle about 2 teaspoons in per 3-inch pot. I'm sorry, 6-inch pot. So I'm gonna do that right now to sort of give Figgy a little bit of help in terms of the nutrient department, okay? And I'm gonna stick her right on in and then fill her up with some new soil. Now, let's talk about fiddle leaf figs, Ficus Lyratas, right? They are finicky, and they're finicky for a reason. These things don't like to be moved, Okay, so if you move them around too much, if you say, hey, like I want them in this corner, and then, a couple of weeks or months later, you say, no, it's not good in that corner. I think I'll switch, positions and put it in a different corner. She or he or they, whatever you prefer to call your fiddly fig, is going to hate that. Trust me. And then the response is going to be dropping leaves. It's going to be dropping leaves. It's going to be browning leaves. It's not going to look pretty. Okay, so you want to keep the fiddly fig in a spot where you're going to keep it there for a long period of time, preferably by a window. Okay, because it needs a lot of indirect bright light. Bright indirect light, that's what this thing thrives off of. Most ficus plants thrive off of bright indirect light. This one is no exception. Okay, so when it comes to placement, please don't move your plant around too much. Okay, let's talk about water. Okay, so I'm actually going to douse this plant with so much water today, only because these are essentially water roots. Okay, so what ends up happening with water roots is that they're so used to being in water. They're so used to being sort of wet and moist, right? So you got to kind of keep that same thing going when you're potting it for the first time, for the first few weeks or so, and be consistent with it. Make sure that the soil stays moist. Ficus Lyratas love moist soil anyway. They don't like to go too dry, but the caveat to that is that they don't want to be too wet. Okay, so when we talk about the finicky nature of this plant, the water has to be perfect. Okay, it can't be, you're overwatering, it's not gonna like it. It can't be that you're underwatering, because it's not gonna like it. It is like the Goldilocks of plants. That's too much water, that's too less water. Oh, this water is just right. That's exactly who this plant is. So guys, another reason why this fiddly fig drops leaves is because humidity could be a problem, right? It could be not humid enough for this plant to actually thrive, right? So the fiddly fig, whenever there's an issue, you're going to see that it's going to be dropping leaves. Now, I will say this, dropping leaves on a fiddle leaf is also just a natural thing that this plant does. Like, it's part of the maturing process of this plant. So whenever you see leaves drop, and you're just wondering like, what am I doing wrong? You might be doing everything right. Nah, the plant is just getting older, okay? And I'm not sure if you've seen my videos at Plant Keeper. These plants get huge. I mean, we don't do it justice keeping it inside of a house or an apartment or a home with ceilings that go up to anywhere from 10 to 16 feet. These plants grow taller than 16 feet, as a matter of fact, and they need that. They want that. So to that point, it's almost good to repot these plants on an annual basis, because the roots need, space to breathe and to grow and to expand, because the tree just naturally wants to grow. It wants to get taller, it wants to get bigger. And so as you can see in my Team Ficus video, I repotted this one about 2-3 months ago. I actually had this plant now for about 2 years or so, a little bit over 2 years, I want to say. And it was my first time repotting the plant, and it is thriving all of a sudden. I went on vacation, I was away from here for 2 weeks. I came back to these 2 new leaves, and then 2 right in the middle. I think I'm gonna show you a close-up of that in a second. I mean, fantastic. I mean, I was stunned. I was shocked, okay? I've been rewarded. All of the hard work that I've been doing for this plant. I mean, this is a troublesome plant. Well, guys, listen, when you get it, okay? And so I'm almost done repotting this one here. See how this looks. I'm gonna probably do just a little bit more. One more scoop of this mixture here. And I think I'm good. So again, right, I think I mentioned to you earlier, this is one of those plants that really thrives off of the soil being consistently moist. Okay, so I've seen articles on TV. I've seen articles on the internet where they say, oh, you water your Ficus Lyrata 2 to 3 times a week. I don't know. That might be a little overkill. Again, you don't want to water it too much. Okay, you want to just make sure that the soil is evenly moist. But again, it's one of those plants where you really have to use your judgment. You got to use this. You got to use your finger. You know, if you don't want to stick your finger in the dirt, go ahead and grab yourself a moisture meter. Put the moisture meter in the dirt. See how moist the soil is, and use your better judgment. This plant for me has been a learning experience. Going on 3 years with the plant, finally it's thriving. I'm gonna keep on giving you updates. I'm still Team Ficus. I have a Ficus rubber tree that I love. I will always be Team Ficus. But for this plant here, it is a troublemaker for some. But it is such a beautiful plant when it grows and matures that, yeah, I get it. You have to have one in the house. You have to. Okay, I did. I had to have one of these. But hopefully these tips will help you. I think what do? We went over light, bright and direct light. We went over water. Yeah, definitely, you know, make sure that the soil remains moist. You don't want it to dry out too much. Be consistent with it. Keep it in the same spot, you guys. Don't move this plant around. Okay, keep it. I mean, Figgy and Pizza, they're probably pissed at me now because I have it in here. It's typically in my bedroom. Okay, and they're probably like, Steve, I told you don't move me. Okay, what part of don't move me don't you understand? Humidity, yeah, it does enjoy, you know, high humidity of 60-70% humidity. I mean, if you can give it that, fantastic. If not, I don't think it's going to be to the detriment of the plant necessarily, but it's going to not grow as fast, okay? And then repotting it. Yeah, this plant wants to grow, okay? So typically every year, you know, just judge it, see how tall it got, see what the roots are looking like. If you need to repot it annually. Baby wants to get into a new house. It keeps on growing. So you guys, thank you so much for your time, for your patience. I love to talk about plants. I know you can see that, but I really, really appreciate you checking out my channel, checking out all the stuff that I have to say. And again, if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. If there's something that I'm doing wrong that I might need to change, y'all let me know. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm still learning. Okay, I do take, you know, constructive criticism to an extent. Okay, but seriously, like, make me smarter. Okay, as I try to help you get smarter with plants as well, especially my beginners that are watching this channel. Subscribe to the channel. Love you guys. I hope you're loving yourself too. You know how we do over here. All right, Steve with I Love Plants. I'll see you on the next video. And until then, you guys love yourself. That's what we're all about. Take care.